Good morning, America. As the sun rises over our cities and towns, a new day begins. But for millions, it's a day that brings with it a serious and growing threat. Today, July 24th, 2025, tens of millions across the eastern U.S. are waking up to a dangerous weather event. A massive heat dome stretching from the heart of the Great Plains all the way to the Atlantic coast. This isn't just a typical summer hot spell. It's a life-threatening situation, with temperatures and humidity levels reaching extremes rarely seen in recent years. A powerful dome of high pressure is trapping scorching air, creating an oven-like environment that blankets entire cities and rural communities alike, leaving little relief even at night. Yesterday, over 35 million people were under heat alerts. Today, that number could double, as the heat dome expands and intensifies, pushing emergency services to their limits. By tomorrow, nearly 90 million Americans may be facing extreme temperatures and suffocating humidity, with little chance for relief as the heat lingers. This slow-moving giant is in no hurry to leave, promising to keep its grip through the weekend and possibly into next week, making this one of the most prolonged heat events in recent memory. The impact goes far beyond discomfort. It's a real threat to public health, especially for the elderly, children, outdoor workers, and those with health conditions. Hospitals are preparing for a surge in heat-related illnesses, and communities are opening cooling centers to help those most at risk. Heat index values are soaring to 115 degrees in some places, making heat exhaustion and heat stroke real dangers. Even short periods outdoors can be hazardous, and power grids are under strain as millions try to stay cool. Over the next few minutes, we'll break down what a heat dome is, who's at risk, and how you can stay safe. We'll also share tips on recognizing the signs of heat illness and what to do if you or someone you know needs help. This is a time to be informed, prepared, and to look out for one another. Together, we can get through this extreme event by staying alert, staying cool, and supporting our communities. So, what exactly is a heat dome? You might have heard the term on the news or seen it trending online, but what does it really mean for our daily lives and the weather we experience? Imagine putting a lid on a pot of boiling water. The steam gets trapped, making it hotter. The more the steam builds up, the more intense the heat becomes inside the pot. A heat dome works the same way, but on a massive scale, covering entire cities, states, or even regions. A strong area of high pressure in the upper atmosphere acts like a giant cap, compressing air below and heating it up. This invisible dome traps the warmth, making it harder for cooler air to move in and break the cycle. This system blocks cooler air and clouds, letting the sun beat down relentlessly. With no relief from shade or rain, the ground and buildings absorb more and more heat each day. The trapped warm air gets even hotter, creating a vicious cycle of escalating temperatures. Each day, the heat builds on itself, making conditions more dangerous for people, pets, and even infrastructure. Because the system is so large and strong, it can stay parked over one area for days or even weeks. This means the heat doesn't just come and go, it lingers, making it harder for communities to recover. The jet stream, which usually guides our weather, becomes weak and wavy, allowing the heat dome to lock in place. Without the jet stream's usual push, the high-pressure system barely budges. Right now, the high-pressure center is over Memphis, Tennessee, but its influence stretches for hundreds of miles. Cities and towns far from the center still feel the effects, with record-breaking temperatures and little relief in sight. It's acting like an atmospheric blockade, forcing everything else to go around it. Weather systems that might bring rain or cooler air are diverted, leaving the region stuck in a sweltering pattern. That's why the heat is so widespread and stubborn. People are forced to find creative ways to stay cool, and cities open cooling centers to help residents cope. This isn't just a local event, it's a regional takeover of our weather. The impacts are felt across state lines, affecting millions of people and putting a strain on power grids and emergency services. Understanding this helps us see why meteorologists' warnings matter. When they talk about heat domes, they're alerting us to a serious, persistent threat that can affect health, safety, and daily life for an entire region. This heat wave is a slow-moving disaster, shifting its focus across the eastern U.S. day by day. It began earlier this week over the Mississippi River Valley, with cities like St. Louis and New Orleans facing the first wave of triple-digit heat index values. Today, the core of the heat dome drifts over the Midwest and Ohio River Valley. States like Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, and Tennessee are now in the bullseye. Major cities like Indianapolis, Cincinnati, and Nashville are bracing for their hottest days of the year. By Friday, the heat dome will push east, bringing extreme temperatures to the I-95 corridor, Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, New York City, and Boston. Urban areas will feel even hotter due to the heat island effect. The heat wave won't end with the work week. The Southeast will face persistent, intense heat into next week. Long-range models suggest above-average temperatures could linger for the rest of the summer. This is a weather marathon, not a sprint. Pace yourself and stay prepared. One of the most dangerous aspects of this heat wave is the lack of relief at night. Extreme humidity acts like a wet blanket, trapping heat and keeping nighttime temperatures uncomfortably high. We're expecting over 100 records for warmest overnight lows to be challenged or broken across the mid-Atlantic and Southeast. When nights only cool to 80 or 85 degrees, our bodies never get a chance to recover. This is especially dangerous for those without reliable air conditioning. Homes can turn into ovens, making sleep and recovery nearly impossible. The cumulative effect over several days increases the risk of heat exhaustion and heat stroke. This round-the-clock heat also strains our power grid, as millions run air conditioners non-stop. Power companies are working overtime to prevent blackouts, which would be catastrophic during a heat wave. That's why it's critical to conserve energy when possible. Every bit helps keep the grid stable for everyone. Nighttime heat is a silent building threat. Don't underestimate it. In the Midwest, the heat wave comes with a unique twist corn sweat. During peak growing season, mature cornfields act like giant humidifiers, pumping moisture into the air through evapotranspiration. A single acre of corn can release up to 4,000 gallons of water vapor daily. Multiplied across millions of acres, that's trillions of gallons. This extra moisture raises humidity, making already high temperatures feel even more suffocating. The heat index can soar from 98 to 110 degrees simply due to corn sweat. High humidity makes it harder for our bodies to cool down. Sweat doesn't evaporate, so we don't get relief. The cornfields that drive the region's economy also amplify its summer misery. As the heat dome traps this moist air, heat and humidity feed off each other. In places like Iowa, Illinois, and Indiana, you're feeling both the sun's heat and the collective breath of millions of acres of corn. While the center of the heat dome is calm and sweltering, its edges are volatile. The dome acts like a rock in a river, forcing moisture and energy around it and creating a ring of fire. Along the northern and eastern edges, hot, humid air clashes with cooler air, sparking strong, sometimes severe thunderstorms. These storms can bring damaging winds, large hail, and flash floods, posing a dual threat for communities on the dome's rim. The upper Midwest, Tennessee River Valley, and parts of the Southeast are most at risk. Storms often hit in the late afternoon or evening, fueled by the day's heat. Staying weather-aware is crucial. This heat wave isn't just about staying cool, but also staying safe from sudden storms. Extreme heat events like this are becoming more frequent and intense due to climate change. Human-caused warming raises the baseline temperature, making every weather system start from a hotter place. What was a typical summer hot spell 50 years ago is now more severe and widespread. Many eastern U.S. cities are seeing more heat streaks, 3 or more days of extreme heat. A warmer atmosphere holds more moisture, fueling oppressive humidity and amplifying heat waves. Some research suggests a warming Arctic is making the jet stream wavier, allowing heat domes to linger. The July 2025 heat dome is a snapshot of what future summers may look like if we don't act on climate change. Understanding this connection empowers us to seek solutions and protect our communities. With temperatures this high, preparation is everything. Extreme heat can affect anyone, but it's especially dangerous for young children, older adults, and people with chronic health conditions. Taking a few simple steps can make a big difference in keeping you and your loved ones safe. Stay hydrated, drink more water than you think you need, and avoid sugary drinks, caffeine, and alcohol. Carry a water bottle with you and remind others to drink regularly, even if they don't feel thirsty. Hydration is your first line of defense against heat-related illness. Use air conditioning if you have it. If not, seek out public cooling centers like libraries or malls. Even spending just a few hours in a cool place can help your body recover from the heat. Don't hesitate to invite friends or family who may not have access to air conditioning. Plan your day to avoid the sun's peak hours, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. If you need to be outside, try to schedule activities for early morning or later in the evening when it's cooler. Shade and timing are key to staying safe. If you must be outside, stick to early morning or evening, take frequent breaks, and wear lightweight, light-colored clothing. Loose-fitting clothes help your body breathe and reflect sunlight, keeping you cooler for longer. Never leave children or pets in parked cars, even briefly. Temperatures inside a car can rise dangerously fast, putting lives at risk in just minutes. Know the signs of heat illness: heavy sweating, weakness, dizziness, headache, and nausea. These symptoms can come on quickly, so pay attention to how you and those around you are feeling. Move to a cooler place and sip water if you notice these symptoms. Rest and cool down as soon as possible to prevent things from getting worse. Heat stroke is a medical emergency. Look for high body temperature, confusion, or loss of consciousness, and call 911 immediately. Quick action can save a life, so don't hesitate to get help. Check on neighbors, especially the elderly or those with health conditions. A quick visit or call can make sure they're safe and have what they need. A simple call or visit can save a life. Sometimes just knowing someone cares can make all the difference during a heat wave. We're all in this together. Community care is one of our best defenses. When we look out for each other, everyone stays safer and stronger. Stay alert, stay cool, and look out for each other. Together, we can beat the heat and protect our loved ones. This heat dome is a formidable event, impacting millions across America. We've covered its science, timeline, unique challenges like corn sweat, and the threat of storms. The key takeaway: caution, preparation, and community matter most. Record-breaking temperatures and warm nights will test our endurance, but we're not powerless. By following simple steps, hydration, cool spaces, smart planning, and knowing heat illness signs, we can protect ourselves and others. This is a moment to come together, check on neighbors, share resources, and offer help. Through collective care and vigilance, we build resilient communities ready for any challenge. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, we'll get through this by looking out for one another.